Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our regular scheduled programming. A Thursday night, back on we are. It is a great night to be on. We've got college football on right now. The season has officially started. Some great games in the works. You know, this is from Romania to Richmond. We're probably the number one, if not number two, sports show in Romania. No way you can disprove it. No way we can prove it. So we're going to go with that. I'm joined as always with my hosts, William and John. Gentlemen, how are we tonight?
I'm all right. Good.
We're working it. We're working it. All right. So our normal schedule, as you folks know, it's going to be a little bit of NCAA football, then it's going to be a little bit of NFL. We have some news in the NFL, which we'll get to. But we're going to start ourselves off with NCAA football. Now we know this is one of the best week ones that we've seen probably in a long time, which I think is nice that teams aren't afraid to play big games early. So which team? I mean, we have a lot of teams playing. Just pick a couple teams that you think are the teams that really need one of those statement wins in the beginning. We'll start with John. Go ahead, John.
I'm gonna say LSU. They need it because Brian Kelly needs it. So I got to go with them. They really need to win this. They need that. They need that win. Also, and this is a weird one, but Florida State. Whether they win or lose, it can't be bad. They need to win. I mean, they need to prove that last year was just a mirage. It wasn't real because they were really the team that was the year before. But they can't get beaten bad. If they're going to lose, it's got to be really close, and they got to be real competitive. But I think Florida State, man, they and Norvell, they need to be really good this year. And I give one more, and then I just go with Miami. I think Cristobal and that team needs to do more than they do.
Yeah, and that's a tough first game. It truly is.
Yeah.
I mean, with Notre Dame coming into town. William, what you got, brother?
Well, I mean, I agree with John. I mean, LSU. I mean, that's going to be a big. They got to. I would say they're under the most pressure to deliver in week one. On the flip side of it, I know he said Florida State. I'm going to say Alabama. In his second year as head coach, Kalen DeBoer, he's, this is a game they're expected to win convincingly. And, even though the Seminoles improved their roster, I think the pressure is on the board to avoid a second consecutive year with fewer than 10 wins, So I want to say Nebraska, too, against Cincinnati. I mean, Matt Roll, he's under pressure to deliver a statement win. I think with that, that's a beatable game, a winnable game, against Cincinnati. So.
Yeah, I think that's a question for you real quick, Billy. So if Alabama goes in there, takes on Florida State, and wins on a field goal late, what does that mean for Alabama's season, do you think? If they go in there, win, and it's sloppy, but they win, say, I don't know, 23-20. What does that say about Alabama? Is that good enough for them or what? Anybody answer? That's it. Anybody?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I would say I think they need to be a little more. Let me this way. It's fine, depending on because there's a lot more football to go, but like they'll be shook up. There'll be nerves, right? There'll be a lot of nerves if they only squeak this game out.
Yeah,
that's what I think.
Other teams, I can't really think of another one that needs that huge statement win in the beginning. I mean, it would be nice if the ranked teams were dominant. That'd always be nice for the ranked teams. I just can't think of anybody else other than the ones you guys mentioned that would be, needing that desperate, that week one. I mean, obviously the biggest game we know, and we'll talk about that a little bit later. But those are great picks, and I just can't think of another one off the bat.
No,
all right,
I can't.
John.
Yeah, I can't think of one at all.
All right, so we're going to move on. Excellent job, gentlemen. We're going to move on to question 2. Do we think that the result of week 1 will have an impact on the playoffs? Billy, you're up first. Bill, there he is. Okay, he's back.
Say that again. I'm sorry.
Do you think that the results of week 1 will have any serious impact on the playoff picture?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think it's good for them to play early as opposed to playing late? loss-wise? You think an early loss is better?
I think an early loss is probably better in most cases. Yeah. I mean, you know, let's put it to you this way. If Arch Manning goes in there to the shoe and loses, you know, I think that's worse. Probably, if Julian's saying, you know, I don't know. You know what? Just move on to John.
All right, we'll switch to John now. John, early playoff
Yeah.
picture. Any of those games matter, do you think?
No, because I think everyone has 2 losses to give now, which is good. It isn't like it used to be. So you got 2 losses to give, really. I mean, even Notre Dame made it, and they lost to Northern Illinois, I think it was. So, no, I think as long I don't even think I really do. I think that's why they feel so free enough to play these games, that you can get better as the year goes on and make the playoffs, which you probably should have now, since this is like professional football, or it is professional football. Why
Basically.
the NFL teams get to start out slow and get better and get better and get better, and then they make the playoffs. I think that's what these guys should be able to do too.
Yeah, and what do you make of playing the big game early? Do you think it's going to be sloppy? Do you think it's going to be? What are your thoughts on the big game?
It's probably going to be a lot of pre snap stuff, right? I mean, there's usually going to be a lot of false starts and a lot of that,
And it's tough. They've been hitting each other. They don't really have the opportunity, to hit another team, and then maybe they get overzealous too, which is always a concern if you're a coach.
Yeah. That's
Move on to the very next one. Next one is there's a ton of new head coaches at FS, in the high football this year, right? 31 new ones that I found, and countless number of coordinators. So, John, you start us off. Who's going to struggle? Who's going to succeed? And what does it mean for the long term of their program? Go ahead, buddy.
Well, I think Ohio State, because of the 2 coordinators, they're going to struggle a little bit. I believe they'll have to. They will. But I think them struggling could still mean a playoff for 4. Lose 2 games, or beat Michigan, lose 2 games, whatever. So I think they'll be okay, but they're gonna struggle a bit. I think North Carolina, is going to be. I really think that's going to be ugly. He's never really done well without Tom Brady, and I don't think he's coming. So I'm not crazy about. I'm not crazy about it at all. I can't wait to see it, but I don't. And maybe I'll be wrong. I could be very wrong, but I just don't see it there. It seems so out of place, and so I think they're a team that could not be as good as. I think we were talking about the wins and losses. I don't know if they're going to get 8 wins. I don't really know with them. And the other team that go ahead. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I'll ask you after.
Okay, the other team I like is UNLV. I like that they got Dan Mullen. I kind of like that whole thing for them too. And I think they could be successful.
Yeah, hoping for a fun offense. All right, Billy, you're up. Who do you think? Who are you watching, new coach-wise?
New coaches or coaches that could potentially struggle?
New coaches with the new ones. And then you can do the struggling ones after that. I know you're a big fan of Rich Rod.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to struggle, though. I don't know. Well, here, I'm going to tell you who I think could potentially struggle, okay?
Let's go for both.
Brent Venables, okay? He's one. Oklahoma,
Yeah.
He had a 6-7 record last year, Is he going to be fired? His job security, I think, is on the line, right?
Yeah.
Definitely.
I think the Sooners kind of hit a reset button on offense, bringing a new coordinator and quarterback. But that's no guarantee they're going to have a winning season. Another losing season could definitely put him on the hot seat. Another guy I think is Lincoln Riley. I think he's his record has worsened in his 3 seasons. He was 7-6 last year. You lost Miller Moss. He went elsewhere, went to Louisville, which I think he's going to be better in Louisville. But your quarterback situation is kind of uncertain in USC. You've had a lot of key offensive transfers that have left. So, and you're facing a pretty difficult Big Ten schedule for USC. So Luke Fickell, another one. 5-7 last year. He's another one that and I mean he's the Badgers. I think they missed the bowl game for the first time. I think it was since 2001 last year. So
that's a team you don't even hear about right now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think Mike Norville is another guy.
Yeah.
He could potentially struggle.
I think both those coaches are coaching for their lives. Both of them.
Yeah.
So
because you're right. If he doesn't go, if he goes 9-3 again, they're probably going to replace him, right, Billy?
Right. I would think so.
Yeah, they're not going to stand for that. I mean, if they miss the playoffs yet again, I mean, even if they get a nice bowl, they're going to freak out.
Yeah.
That whole nation. Go ahead, Billy.
Well, I mean, Hugh Freeze, that's another guy from Auburn.
Yeah.
He's had back-to-back losing records. I think he has a 5-11, as what I heard, SEC record in his first 2 seasons. That's not good. He's recruited halfway decent, but the results have just kind of lagged for him. So
and now they're playing more SEC teams too.
Yeah. So
which would be. Go ahead, John. What were you going to say?
I just thought the Fickle. I didn't even think of him. But how long can he live on the past? I mean, that was a really good one. Never even thought of him over there in Wisconsin. He's living off the. Eventually, it's that's a good one. I didn't even think of him.
Yeah. Do you guys think Pat Fitzgerald will get another chance from Northwestern?
Possibly.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I mean, it was proven that he had nothing to do with any of that stuff that was going on.
Right.
So he should.
Yeah. I mean, maybe he'll start as a coordinator, but he's one that's gonna.
Right.
I think it's gonna get a new one. We'll have to find out how all that goes. And Billy, what are your thoughts on Belichick? What do you think?
Well, I mean, it kind of remains to be seen. I don't know. I mean, he's in uncharted territory, and I don't know. It's either going to be, I don't know. He may not be successful. I don't. It's just all these. I mean, I think he's a great coach. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, he's in a different animal. This is a completely different animal, and he's not one to kind of be. I don't know. Does he change? Well, no. Is he a guy? Is he a chameleon? Does he change with the times? I don't know. It seems to me like he's kind of stuck in his own ways, and you can't be that way and be a college football coach.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that's a good point. He brought his son in. I wonder what he is. We're going to find out prime time.
Well, he surrounded himself with people that he's comfortable with, so I guess that does help him from that standpoint. But I mean, it's a different animal being a college coach, and an NFL coach. I mean, he's been out of the coaching realm for a little while too. So
he did have a nice dig against the Patriots. They asked him what's the difference between NFL and college. He said in college there's no owners and there's no owner's son. So that's a clear dig at
Kraft.
Yeah. I couldn't believe he said that.
Yeah.
I was kind of actually shocked.
Yeah. Well, he's right. I mean,
yeah.
So, but
you
got a lot of other things to deal with though in college too. That.
Yeah. Are you excited to see Rich Rod come back?
I am. I think. I mean, I'm excited to see what he can do. I mean, I'm a Pitt fan, but so it's I don't want him to have too much success. But I mean. It's I mean, but he was there in the 2000s, so it's been a long time. It's been eons ago that so how is he going to fit in now? I mean, it's not like he has been out of coaching. I mean, so but I mean, I think it's I think I know the WVU fans are happy that he's back.
Sure.
So we'll see. Yeah,
they're truly. I mean, they really want to. They really want to win her. As I was watching McAfee today, he had him on, and it was a very interesting interview. I thought it was kind of cool. All right, gentlemen, that takes us to the very next topic, which this is one of our mainstays. All the loyal listeners, you guys know, every week we do a Heisman. Last year, we had the exact – what's up, Daniel? We had the exact pick. It was down to Genty and Travis Hunter. And we were kind of split. We thought if Genty played for a higher profile team, that he probably would have won it.
Yeah.
But we agreed Travis Hunter was worthy because of what he did. So this is our very first Heisman 5. And we'll start with John. Just give me the 5 that you're looking at, whatever you want, however many you want, I don't care. Okay. Who you're looking at for the Heisman race.
All right, I got Nussmeier, Klubnik, Sellers, Jeremiah Love, and Manning, along with Jeremiah Smith, but I don't know. And I really like the wide receiver in Alabama, Ryan Williams. I think he's almost like a video game. And pending, he could almost be like Jeremiah Smith, but see who's throwing to him, how Ty Simpson does.
He's kind of faded though toward the end of the year.
He did.
Did he not?
He did. Yeah.
He ran out of steam, it seemed, because he's so young. Which is the other thing. And hopefully it's not just simply like every year a quarterback award, because you named some great players, but it seems like it's just heavy on quarterbacks this year. And it's some of them are worthy, don't get me wrong.
I think Jeremiah Love could really, I think he's the best one, the best running back in the country. He's a monster, along with speed. If he can stay healthy, I like his chances to be there at the end.
Yeah, he's got that breakaway speed. Okay, Billy, what you got, brother?
I'm going to go 5-1. So I got Lenore Sellers. I think he's I don't know. He's
a beast.
He's got potential. There's no doubt about that. Obviously, Klubnik is at my number 4. He's one guy that had a great season last year. He's returning. He's I think expectations for him in Clemson are going to be high this year. Nussmeier is another guy. I think he's I look at Nussmeier. I think he's like, I think he's like NFL ready right now. I really do. I think actually he's probably one of the more NFL ready quarterbacks in this class. I think
Yeah,
no doubt. And then my number 2 would be Jeremiah Smith from Ohio State. He's a dynamic receiver. He's
you can get it all done.
Would you say he's the best receiver in college football right now?
I do, because he held throughout the year. The Williams kid faded away.
Right.
Yeah. Smith just kept coming and coming. He was great in the playoffs too.
Yeah, I know. And so I don't have Love on the list. Love will be better than Genty. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
So Arch Manning is my number 1. I just think that it's, he's going to be propelled. I just think that the name's going to help him. And if he has a good season, which I think he is going to have a good season, I think he's the shoe-in for number 1.
Yeah. I think there's no doubt about it, Billy. You're right.
Yeah.
He goes into Texas and wins.
And there again, this could be one of those situations, and I've said this before, where you have a quarterback who is surrounded by talent that doesn't have to really do a lot, and they the people around them make them look good, and that could very well be the case for him. And like I said, that the name is gonna have clout as it is. So there you have it.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna add to it. They can say it doesn't, but it definitely does. Come on.
And I'm not saying he's gonna win, but he's my number 1 favorite. How could anybody not have him as the number 1 favorite?
Yeah, and his
point in time.
Yeah, his name's not Arch Blackstone, right?
Right. Correct.
His name's freaking Arch Manning.
Right.
So you're right, Billy. That name recognition alone is going to carry him.
Right.
Right or wrong. All right, boys. This is my most favorite part of the night. This is where you guys get to flex your brain muscle and make some picks and tell me why you think they're going to win. So the first game we have up is the number 1 Texas Longhorns going into the Horseshoe, and it's fallen, gentlemen. That line is now 1.5. It's fallen a full point, which I don't know what we make of that. It's getting close to a pick 'em. I don't know what we make of that. I haven't figured out what we make of that. So, John, I know you're passionate about one of those teams. I think it's Texas, but correct me if I'm wrong, John.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Look, it's definitely Texas.
I wrote some things down. You figure it's a Texas revenge game.
Yeah.
Right. We got no freshman quarterback for Ohio State, new DC, new OC, 8 new starters on defense, and maybe a national championship hangover. Maybe all that for Ohio State coming up.
Sounds like
I think they're going to win.
The college football equivalent of the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Buckeyes though. I think they win. I'm gonna go with them. I think they're gonna. I don't think it's as big as I thought of a distance between the two teams. I'm gonna go with Ohio State at home, and maybe they'll get some good luck.
Does that full point falling do anything to you?
You know what? That game should be a pick 'em, I feel like. I always felt to begin with this should be an even
Yeah.
game.
Right.
And
It's 65 degrees and sunny at kickoff.
yeah, I mean, you know, at home's a big deal because things tend to sometimes go your way at home. So I'm expecting a close game, and I'm going to go with Ohio State.
All right, William, you're up.
I'm going to go opposite. I think Texas is going to go in there and take care of business. So,
And you like the Texas defense, right, Billy?
I do.
Yeah, which I think is a powerful defense. All right, not so fast, William. You're up next, sir.
Okay.
You have number 9 LSU at number 4 Clemson, which is going to be one heck of a game. At press time, I've written the show sheet. It was a 3.5-point Clemson favored, which is just more than a field goal. They're getting the home favored plus a half point. So, Billy, it's up to you. Ooh, it's gone up a full point. It's now a 4.5-point favorite for Clemson. Oh. Wow, that's interesting. All right, Billy, who wins?
Clemson wins, and they cover.
Woo, John.
I'm the opposite. I'm going to go with LSU, and I want to take the points. Give me the 4.5.
He takes the 4.5, ladies and gentlemen. Not so fast, John. You're up next, sir.
All right.
You have Notre Dame traveling to Miami. And Notre Dame, 2.5-point favorite at press time. Just checking to make sure. Same line. Who wins, John?
All right. I can't go against what I said a couple weeks ago on here. This will be the Carson Beck game. They win. He becomes a part of the Heisman Trophy race. After 300, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, he's now going to get in there. So I go with Miami.
All right, Billy, you're up.
I'm going with Notre Dame.
Notre Dame and the big running back. All right, William, you get the next one. This is a kind of an interesting game. You got Alabama, number 8 in the country, headed to Florida State University. Billy, 13.5 points. It hasn't changed. Who you got and why?
I got Alabama because I think they're gonna take care of business, but I'm gonna take the points on this one.
Roger, sir. Alabama does not cover us. So FSU in the points. All right. JR, what do you got?
I'm going to go with the points, too. I'll take the points in Florida State.
Florida State's 10 points. All right. Now, we've been talking throughout the prep shows about the conferences, and it seems like national media and, in our show, the real sexy pick for kind of a dark horse is Georgia Tech. So they're traveling to Colorado, okay? And they're favored. It's a Friday night game in Colorado, and Georgia Tech's the road favorite, 4.5. So, John, what do you got?
I like their quarterback, so I like Georgia Tech's quarterback King. I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech to cover.
Nice, Haynes King does it. William,
I'm gonna go with Georgia Tech, but I think it's gonna be I don't think they cover. I think it's gonna be close. I think it's so I got Georgia Tech in the points.
No cover. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, if you follow the show, these two will make you money. They absolutely will.
Yeah.
Both over 500 last year. They'll make you money. Trust me. But I don't condone any of that, but they will make you money. All right. As we move seamlessly into our next topics. So we have the NFL. We have some news in the NFL. We'll hit that toward the end. Not a big deal. I don't think it's that big of a news, but we'll see. All right. So, pardon me. Cut down day happened all over the country for all these teams. Everybody lost their dream. Some people got traded. Some people got signed. So for me, it was interesting. I never remember that many trades happening. And as we talked to Zig, it was the same way. I never remember all that. But some interesting players went different places, and some people got signed. So, John, you start us off. I mean, you could start with Chicago, your home team. Anything wrong with what they did? Anything you didn't expect, and then hit the rest of the NFL?
No, not really. Everything like I would have thought. I mean, there's some things that I think I've heard that kind of annoy me, but other than that, as far as cuts and guys that stayed and left, Zach Pickens, when he left, I was a little bit surprised. I mean, but I'm not, because he's done nothing. He's been kind of lazy, but he's going to go. Someone just picked him up too. Someone did, and I don't know who it was, but they did, and he could be okay. He could be a good defensive tackle. I knew Scott was going to leave, and I see the Colts picked him up, the wide receiver. As far as anything else goes, I thought Carolina got a lot for Adam Thielen, more than I had suspected. I don't know what to think of that. I mean, I guess it's good for Minnesota. It's probably smart. probably a smart move. No Addison. Even when Addison comes back, he'll be a nice, probably safety kind of net for McCarthy. So that's about it for me on that. It was Thielen. And then we're going to talk about the other one. I know, but I'll wait till later.
Yeah, Thielen was. They really wanted him back.
Yeah.
So Carolina could almost have.
He wanted to go back too. He requested to go back.
Didn't he play at like Minnesota State or something? And he wasn't
he
the.
And he's from Minnesota.
Yep.
And they traded a bunch of guys like to get it ready. You could see it coming, I guess, actually. So yeah, they're good for them.
They're in their roster for that.
Yeah.
Nobody. Of note, I was a little bit shocked for some, but we're going to go to William next. But let's start with the Steelers. Anything surprise you with them?
No, I was surprised that they stuck with Skylar Thompson. I thought he was going to be gone. But he made the roster as a number 3 right now, and I guess they're going to, unusual, but I guess they're going to have 4 quarterbacks going in. Obviously, Howard's still hurt, but they're going to have 4 quarterbacks. I don't know, Chuck Clark signing him. I mean, I thought that was. I know they need help at safety, but so. No, I mean, there really wasn't. Other than that, nothing really.
Nothing popped out on you.
I was Robert Woods. They cut him and they put him on waivers. I thought he wasn't going to clear. I thought somebody would pick him up, but he cleared waivers and they got him back in the practice squad. So,
yeah, that's always a good thing to get back to people they want to get back, which is important. I was surprised Beanie Bishop didn't make the 53.
That was thanks for reminding me that. Yeah, I was surprised too. I mean, I don't know. There was some the talk of he had a little bit of an attitude issue. We all know what he did to the Pitt logo in Acrisure, and I don't know that I don't know that was the deciding factor to let him go. I mean, he didn't really, from what I understand, he didn't really have a great camp. Like, he was just kind of a guy.
Wow.
And but I'm sure doing that in character, they didn't really like that, and maybe I don't know, maybe that was something that I don't know. I'm sure that's not the real reason, but I think it's a culmination of a lot of things with him. So,
and they bring him back. I'm okay with the cockiness for a DB, right? But you combine it with other things, I guess that's what turned him off. But he did have a solid year last year.
He did. He did. Yeah. I don't know. I guess I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I hadn't heard that he had those issues. I mean, we knew it because we watched the game. We knew that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, apparently, I was listening. Throughout the camp, I was listening to the guys, Steelers Nation Radio, and they were saying that he blew some coverages in practices in 7-on-7. There was some coverages blown and things like that. So I don't know. So
yeah, that's reason enough. That's why they have practice. They're there every day. Yeah. That's the stuff we don't see. That's the stuff that I think that maybe.
Yeah, and I heard that more than once. It must be true, but
right, if you hear from multiple sources, that's why Kevin O'Connell must see something glowing and amazing in his quarterback, because I just don't see it. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's going to be fascinating when that starts. Is the kid, because he's a rookie, right?
Yeah.
So I don't get that one at all. But we'll have to move on.
He's behind the curve, that's for sure.
Yeah, man. That's what I'm shocked about. All right, we move seamlessly to our next topic. All right, we got quarterbacks making tons of money all over the league. We really do. But we'll start with Billy. Billy, give me one or two that you think, and I know which one is going to be your first. Which quarterback needs to prove their worth? By that I mean both contract as well as talent. Go ahead, Billy.
Well, I mean, I'm starting to sound like a broken record, but I mean, it's Dak Prescott. I mean, he is the guy. I think that that's a lot of money to pay a guy, and he must prove that he can overcome some of these shortcomings. And I mean, you got Brian Schottenheimer as a new head coach. He needs to elevate his play, and especially in the postseason if they even make it to the postseason. But I mean, this is just kind of this is the year that he really needs to ball out. Second guy I'm going to say is Trevor Lawrence. He had a disappointing year last year, injury riddled. I will give him that. But you know what? He's been tagged the franchise quarterback, and and the team paid him to be the franchise quarterback. I mean, that's a hell of a price tag, much like Dak. But here again, he's behind the curve as well. You got a new offensive coordinator, new head coach. I think that the head coach is going to help him out a little bit, but he's going to need to return back to the way he played in 2022 to justify this massive contract. And he has not progressed; he's digressed, and that is not good. And I mean, it's the numbers. I gave you the numbers last week on how he digressed. So he's gonna have to play lights out this year. He really is, and I don't know that he can do it. I still think he's gonna be a bust. I do. I still think he's gonna be a bust.
There's two people the day after the draft that announced that. I can't remember their
names.
Yeah,
and then we got lambasted for it. People thought we
Dr.
were crazy.
McCown.
People were like, "Oh, you guys are."
You're
dumb.
idiots. You're stupid.
I mean, I remember somebody saying that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. All right. What are you saying now to that? Another guy I think is Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I think this team has made strides, but I mean he's got to pick this team up, and I'll say another guy real quick too is Tua. Tua needs to prove that he can stay healthy, number one. And with that line that he has down there, I think he's going to be he may get spinal tapped. I mean, it's that bad. I mean, I'm serious. Yeah. That line is bad. That line is really, really bad. When you look at it, that last preseason game, that line, they played all their starters in the first half, and they were going against twos and threes, and that line got their ass handed to them against twos and threes. They got their ass handed to them, guys.
So Billy, what did he look like? Was it the heavy Tua or the lighter Tua? I didn't see it because he came back to 1 year and lost all that weight and then put it back on.
Yeah, I don't know. He doesn't really look any different from last year. I mean, I didn't see any major difference in him.
So he's still thick.
Yeah, he's still thick. I mean, in a good way. I mean, I think he's
Yeah.
But I just think that man, this is really I don't know.
Yeah.
I tell you what, I'm concerned for Tua. I'm concerned for his well-being because I tell you what, he's playing behind a line that's really, really bad, and I do not want to see this guy get hurt. That's the last thing I want to see happen to him.
Yeah.
He's already went through enough with his issues that he's had on the field, and he does not need to have his life screwed up because of
permanently.
Yeah. I mean, I mean that when I say that. Yeah, I mean that when I say it. I was listening to Pat Kerwin, and Pat Kerwin agreed with me. He goes, "This line is bad." He goes, "I'm very concerned that he's playing behind the line that he's playing. It's really bad."
Yeah.
Especially for a guy prone to head injuries.
Yeah.
Last year he just ran into Damar Hamlin's arm and got a concussion.
I know.
Right.
He didn't even hit him. So I mean, it is a scary thought, and I hope the NFL is paying attention because the last thing you want is someone to lose their life on the field.
Oh,
so you might really pay attention to what the hell's going on sometimes. I mean, I realize that they're grown men and they do, but sometimes, you might have to step in because, geez.
Yeah. What were you going to say, Billy?
No, I was just going to say, like I said, that this line was going against twos and threes in the final preseason game, and they got they got their ass handed to them. And that's the starting line, that was and I mean that was
I was a little shocked by that.
that was it was they played the Jaguars, but that was that was the Jaguars 2s and 3s that were in there, and and they were so.
Wow. All right, John, what you got, brother?
Well, I had all those guys on my list, so I'm not gonna. I had all of them, all four, but I got a couple that I can, and they're young guys though. And this is only because of where he was picked. It's Caleb Williams. I think he's got to kind of show that he's the first pick. Things got to look a little better, a little different. Don't hold the ball, all that stuff. I mean, it's kind of hard. I know it's only the second year, but it's got to look better. He was the number 1 pick overall. It needs to look better. So I got to say he's got a little pressure on him to look better. And to finally get someone in Chicago to get the 5th year. They haven't given the 5th year ever. I don't remember the last time someone got a 5th year. Or no, Tyson Bagent got the 5th year. There you go. The backup got it just the other day. Got the extension.
You got the extension.
Yeah, Penix. I think Penix a little bit. He's older and he's gonna have. It's not a bad team, so he might want to have a little pressure to perform and not to let Cousins come in or whatever.
Sure.
It's really important, I think, for him. And on the ones that Bill said, because I agree with all of them, a lot of those guys, it's huge for some. Like I think Trevor Lawrence and Tua, maybe not Murray and Dak yet, but some of those guys, like if Trevor Lawrence fails again and keeps failing, I mean, he'd become a backup.
Oh, Billy and I win a huge bet. We didn't bet with anybody, but if we put money on it, we won huge.
Yeah, well, he could become you know what I'm saying? Like that. That's what I see. Like his starting position's on the line now. Is he going to be a starter on a team ever again? Well, and I think the same goes for Tua, obviously.
And this is why you don't pay these guys like this. So early. I mean, I'm not saying you don't pay these guys like this.
Right.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that early.
Billy, we said it. You said it at the time that he signed 55 million.
I mean, you need to see more. You need to see more of a sample size before that's why you don't do that. So
I have one that you guys might not be thinking of, and it's just I went with the money aspect. I think that Brock Purdy's got to prove that he was worth all that money, and because they lost half their defense, to pay him.
Well, the only problem with that is they've got 9 guys on injured reserve going into the regular season, 2 on the PUP list.
Yeah.
So I mean that is just. I mean they were injury riddled last year, here they are again this year, starting off with, like I said, 9 guys on the IR and 2 on the PUP list. I mean that's
teams fall into that cycle, and they're just they live there for some reason.
Yeah,
which I don't understand. I mean, it always is. Go ahead, Billy.
Can I caveat off to this a little bit? Okay. So what about quarterbacks with new teams or systems?
Yeah.
What about a Russell Wilson at New York?
This is it. It has to be it for him, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would say so. I mean, this is,
especially given who's behind him.
Well, it's his 3rd team in 3 seasons. Yeah. And, he's kind of yet to prove that he can. I mean, he was an effective quarterback. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, he's kind of like, I don't know. He's in a new system now. Can he,
Can Brian Daboll resurrect him?
How about Sam Darnold? I mean, I mean, I think he's probably got to be the worst out of all of them. I mean, I think Kevin O'Connell really set him up for success last year.
Yeah.
And I think just with everybody surrounding him in Minnesota, I mean, it was a situation where he was set up for success. Now you go to Seattle,
defensive head coach. I think you're right, Billy. I think O'Connell calls quarterback friendly games,
Yes.
Because he understands it. And he just really went with his strengths. Didn't even worry about it.
He did. Exactly. He did that, and he tailored to him. He did. Yeah. It was like, okay, we're going to set you up for success. You're going to have to do very little, and you're going to have a career year. And he did. He had a career year with the Vikings last year.
Having said that, Billy,
aside from the last couple games, I mean,
do you think he does the same thing for McCarthy, and McCarthy ends up looking like a stud? because he knows what he can do and he doesn't even worry about what he can't do. And McCarthy comes out and everybody's like, "Oh my God, he was right."
Possibly. I mean, possibly. Maybe that's the way they're thinking is, hey, we can get this guy to where he needs to be. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
How
with
about
you.
Justin Fields? How about Justin
Yeah.
Fields? I mean, people say a disappointing stint with the Steelers. I don't know that I would necessarily say that. Yeah, I don't know. I forget who I heard say that. It was somebody on the mothership said he had a disappointing stint with the Steelers. I'm like, yeah, I mean, he was 4-2, and he was not really given a chance. He was benched as a 4-2, quarterback.
Right.
So, I think you got that $40 million deal up there, in New York. You're going to be under a new system. You got a first-year head coach.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know, man. We'll see
As long
what
as he
happens
doesn't,
there.
as long as he doesn't turn the ball over, the defense is going to be coached well.
Yeah. What about let's further into this. What about second-year quarterbacks, John? I know you talked about Caleb Williams. How about Bryce Young? He showed some late season flashes last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he needs to. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was benched earlier in the year.
He's in his third year, so this is his year. He has to make it to get that fifth year option.
Right. Yeah. And I mean, you lost Thielen.
Yeah.
You gave him away for basically nothing. He was kind of a security blanket.
He really was.
I watched they had a game re-air last year late in the season when they played the Cardinals at home.
Mm-hmm.
And Thielen caught a couple TD, couple fade routes. He was just he could get open, and he had that elusiveness where he could really get open, and he was a good route runner. And now you don't have that, So yeah. I don't know.
And they ran the Panthers Falcons game, and he looked good in that game. At Atlanta, they beat him.
How about Stafford? Is he healthy? They're saying he's healthy. Is he healthy? I don't know that he's healthy. I mean, he has herniated discs, for crying out loud.
The moment he gets rotated and hit, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know how much you can shoot that man up, and how much does he want to do that? All those epidural shots for the he'll be doing them the rest of his life.
How about C.J. Stroud?
Yeah, he's got to definitely show.
Had a stellar rookie season. Yeah. Last year had a little dip in production. What's he going to do? What about what's his long-term ceiling?
He has to show. He absolutely has to show.
I agree. And you know what? He's got Chubb down there now. I mean, Mixon is Mixon going to play this year?
I don't
know. Is Mixon going to play this year?
I think he's on IR. I think he's missing the first couple games.
But it's a weird IR.
He's
not hurt.
He is hurt. He has a foot injury.
I don't know. I thought it was okay because they had him on a list where it was like
it's a non-football injury, but it's a foot injury. Yeah, and he's going to miss the first 4 games, but they're saying that he could miss more. They said he might not suit up this year.
I heard Chubb has been terrible. Yeah. He hasn't looked good at all, from what I heard on the couple radio things. Yeah, he hasn't looked good at all.
And that's not good. That's not good. I think C.J. Stroud needs a strong running game. Would have been nice. Would have been nice to have a 1-2 punch that's similar to what you had in Cleveland with Chubb and Hunt. Remember? Yeah. Would have been nice to have Chubb and Mixon as a nice 1-2 punch for C.J. Stroud. Now you're going to have to pass to set up the run instead of run to set up the pass. Yeah. So.
Plus, you have. I'm just looking at you. Have Tank Dell's on the pup list, so he's out the first 4 games.
He's out the first. Yep.
So they're missing him, and they're missing Mixon Mixon's on the NFI list.
Yeah.
So I don't know how long do they have to stay on there?
Well, the NFI list is a mandatory 4 games, from what I understand.
Wow.
Yeah.
So they're going to miss those 2 pieces of their offense, and they're going to rely on Chubb. Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be tough.
That is going to be tough. It's going to be ridiculously tough. All right. Something moves us seamlessly in, and we'll get John to start us off. John, watching all the media, watching all the stuff, who's the most overrated team, you think, in the NFL going into the season?
Oh, gosh. You know what? There's like 2 that and one of them is Ed, and I think they're good, your team, but Washington, I think a little.
Yeah.
I think their defense is old, and I kind of, you're the one to.
Bad.
And they won a lot of games that were really strange last year. All those.
Can I say something real quick?
Go ahead, buddy.
All right. So I heard this yesterday on Moving the Change with Pat Kerwin. Do you know who the oldest team right now, average oldest team right now in the league is? Who do you think it is?
Washington.
Is that something or what?
Yeah.
Would you ever think that?
No.
Would you ever think that having Jaden Daniel? I mean,
Yes.
yeah. I mean, would you ever think that?
Well,
I mean,
it's just because they have all those 1-year contracts.
right.
Yeah.
But
And it's pretty close because there's a team that's 9 months, that's only 9 months younger, and that the second oldest team is Pittsburgh at 27.8 years old.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Right.
they have
when he said that, I couldn't believe that. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Washington?
Too many
really
contracts, man, on defense.
And then I started looking at the roster and how many years the guy's been in the league with the age, and I said, oh yeah, he's right. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, you got Von Miller,
Right.
you know, and you got Bobby Wagner. They're both in their late 30s.
Right.
That takes you there, and Ertz is 35. So those three right there.
Right.
You know, up to average. Go ahead, John. Who was your other underrated one or overrated?
I am so tired of hearing about this team. And you know what? If I was a Steelers fan, I'd be more tired of them only because they don't do much different. Everyone tries to say, oh, Pittsburgh, all they do is win 9 games, all this other shit. So does Cincinnati. Cincinnati wins 9 games. And Cincinnati has an offense, and they have no defense. That team is not that. I'm sorry. They're not going to win with those 3 guys. They're just not.
Can I ask you something, John?
Yeah.
Okay, so Vegas has the AFC North. They've got Baltimore, Cincy, and they've got Pittsburgh at number 3, Cleveland at 4. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with Cincy being number 2?
No, because they can't play defense. You still have to play defense somewhere.
Should be number. So you would say that the Steelers probably should be number 2, and they should switch places. The Cincinnati.
That's how I would. That's how I.
Me too. I'm with you.
I just think the Bengals. I mean, T. Higgins was the biggest mistake. Don't know why they needed that. That said it all to me of what they are, and what they are is going to be. Win 35-31 if they're lucky. Joe Burrow's going to get his head ripped off, and it's just I'm tired of listening. Everyone's scared to play him. I realize that, and I remember that last year. If they get in the playoffs, I'll tell you, all right, whatever. You're going to be 9-8. You're going to go to Kansas City. You're going to go to Buffalo. You're going to go to Baltimore, and you're going to get murdered. And that's what happens when you can't play defense.
Yeah, but they play Kansas City tough. All those games have been tough.
Yeah,
they've been blowouts.
They play. Well, yeah, you're right.
For whatever reason, they have Kansas City's number. I don't know why it is. And then Kansas City, conversely, has Buffalo's and Baltimore's number. You know, but since he can beat Kansas City, it's just they can't beat Baltimore.
Yeah. I just don't know how you build a team like this and think you're going to win. If that team wins the Super Bowl, then forget it. I'm done. I'll be done because that goes against everything I know. I'm tired of listening to that team. I love Joe Burrow too. I like them all, but it's
is that going to be your Minnesota this year?
Yeah. Yes, it is. Yeah.
All
right, Billy. Do the reverse for us. Give me your most underrated.
Underrated teams. I'm gonna say the Denver Broncos. I'm gonna say that. I just think that they're good coach. Bo Nix had a good season last year. He's looking good again in the preseason. I know it's only preseason, but he had a good camp. I think that it's just onward and upwards for them. I'm going to say another one that I think is going to be a little bit better than what people think is the New England Patriots. I think you've got a good coach with Vrabel, and you've got some good guys. You got Diggs now there. Drake May, I think, will be a good quarterback. I think he will be the Bo Nix that you saw last year. He will be that this year. Arizona, I said with Zig, I thought Arizona, is potentially, onwards and upwards. I think that, that they've got some stuff going there, you've got Marvin Harrison Jr., you've got pretty solid tight end and Trey McBride. Kyler Murray is I think he has the potential to have a good year this year. And I still think Gannon is a good coach,
Yeah.
So
good point.
I mean, Denver. I don't know that anybody should sleep on them. I just think they're.
No, I don't either.
I think they're going to be a super tough out.
I do too. I think they're going to be tough. They played tough last year. They Bo Nix can prove that he's a good quarterback. I mean, he surprised me.
Might be the best defense in the league, very easily.
Yeah.
You still need it, and they got it.
Yeah,
Plus they have the distinct advantage. Their home record is very good, and they're going to just dominate up there.
Yeah, it's tough to play there. It's tough to play there, and you know they're used to it, and they that's their advantage.
Yeah,
So.
definitely. All right, that leads us. We kind of already did number 5 by just talking about underrated, overrated. That's a terrible question. That's my fault. So what we're going to pivot to is we're going to pivot to news around the NFL, right? And everybody, if you haven't seen it, if you've been living under a rock, if you don't watch television, someone took your phone away, your computer's lost, whatever it is. Micah Parsons is traded from Dallas to Green Bay, 2 number ones and a player. So he gets his contract, $188 million, $120 million guaranteed, 47 APY. Unbelievable. I didn't realize they had that kind of money. I was more leaning toward Bill with New England because New England's got lots of cash, and that would have elevated their comeback as a team. But he goes to Green Bay. John, it's your division. What do you think, buddy?
Well, I think on Dallas's behalf, I don't blame them for trading him. But my problem is who is making the decisions now with the capital he got back. It's still Jerry Jones making the choices.
Yeah.
I mean, he's still deciding. You can't look at. I don't blame them for not paying him like that. They're not good enough. Who are they? They haven't. They're the only team, by the way. There's one team in the last 20 years that hasn't made a conference final, and it's them. They're the only one. All these others. That's crazy.
Still labeled America's team, though.
Yeah, he's terrible.
They're 30 years. They're 30 years post now. 95 was their last one.
And that's nuts. And then, I just, on their behalf, and now on Green Bay, I mean, that's great for them. I mean, how's that? You can't go wrong as long as he's going to be motivated, I'm sure. It does remind me of Khalil Mack, though. I remember when Khalil Mack went to Chicago, there was when he first got there, he was really, excited to be there. And then all of a sudden, it kind of tailed off. So maybe Micah's better than that, but
here's another thing. We're talking about young teams, old teams. You know who the youngest team was the Packers. Are they the youngest team now with Micah? I don't know. Probably
it's going to be pretty close.
Yeah. So
I mean, right now they're sitting at they're 25 and a half.
Yeah.
Micah's 26, so they're still going to be the youngest.
Yeah.
Well, don't you guys think when you're looking at Dallas that they had I'm seriously don't have I know some people are flipping out over it. I don't about them trading him. I really don't mind it because they're not good. And you got a lot of things you need to do.
Yeah.
But I was shocked. Well, I heard it that there was interest from the Packers there. And I heard that the other day on Moving the Chains, and I was shocked by that. But I didn't think it was going to happen because they were all downplaying it, and they were saying, "Well, this is what Jerry does. He does this. How many times has he done this? They have this big charade where it's like, the player versus Jerry Jones, and they're not, And I just thought it was all a fluff. I thought he's going to sign. Everything's going to be good. They're going to give him the money. They're going to cave. And it just didn't happen. So it was kind of surprising to me.
Well, I mean,
and of all places to go to, I don't know. I think Green Bay is. I don't really think that they're that good of a team. I really don't. I actually think they're gonna have more losses this year than what they had last year. I think.
You add him onto any team that it just makes everybody better, just because he can get to the passer quicker. But what they're trying to do is they're trying to sign a big time game changer, which they had, but they couldn't afford it. There's no way.
I'm not I'm not defensively great, but I'm worried about that Packers offense. I don't think that Packers offense is that good.
Well, because they can't catch the ball,
and they can't stay healthy. Yeah,
right.
Yeah, Jordan Love can't stay healthy. He wants to run more now.
That's crazy.
You
said that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's just insane. Okay, so you're going to run more, and you're going to potentially take more hits. So.
And I'm just looking at the 2026 draft at the draft end possibilities. They could go for Oregon. Oregon's looks like they have another Uyunglele, Mateo Uyunglele.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what it looks like. But there's a couple out there but I don't see any that are shining. The number one overall projected one is TJ Parker from Clemson.
Does Green Bay play on Thanksgiving this year?
Ooh, I don't know.
I
No, I
don't
don't think
know.
so.
Let's find
I
out.
thought they might. I thought they might have.
Let's
Maybe
find
not.
out.
Maybe not. They played Thanksgiving last year, I think, didn't they?
They did.
Yeah. No, I don't think they do
What
this
week
year.
is that? 14 or 15? That's week 12.
Yeah.
I think 13.
Yeah, something
Thanksgiving.
like that.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. They do, Billy.
Yeah.
Oh,
They play on Thanksgiving. They play against the Lions and Packers.
At home, right?
in Detroit.
No, it's always at Detroit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh
then
yeah. What the hell am I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course it's always at Detroit. Yeah.
I mean, this is a hell of a lineup for Thanksgiving. I don't know what we're gonna do. We're sure as hell ain't gonna eat. It's Packers at Lions first, great game. Then it's the Chiefs at the Cowboys, right? And then you finish it off with the Bengals at the Ravens. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm
Pretty
not,
good.
yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's yeah. I don't know. I'll tell you another thing too. You know, he's gonna be playing up there in Lambeau. A lot different from playing in AT&T Stadium in the confines of
Yes,
just
and
saying.
you're right. And that turf at Dallas is purposely made for Dallas. They are a fast team, and that's what that is a very fast track. It's known as a fast track. And you're right, Billy. He's not going to have the footing that he has on that beautiful indoor stadium.
I mean, I know most players when they get to
Oh,
the NFL level, they're seasoned and they've played in conditions. But you know, I tell you what, going from Dallas to the Green Bay, that's a little bit of a
Yeah.
and if you're a Cowboys player, it's got to be kind of disheartening, right? I mean, this has been a circus. Now he's gone abruptly, kind of, sort of, and I don't know if free agents are coming. I mean, I know it's Jerry's word, and I don't. He's lost his. It's not the same anymore. I'll tell you, this might be a really bad year for them. It really might.
well. I mean, I kind of agree with them wanting to pay him. You know,
That's
I
fine.
know
Yeah.
Jerry stuck to his guns. I mean, you give him credit.
So had he paid him what he wanted, that's $107 million for two players.
It's
You can
it's
survive.
not the point of him paying him. I don't think he should have paid him either. The point is how it goes down, how you're doing it. You're a clown. You're making a big joke of everything. Who can look at him and say he wants to win football games?
Right.
He don't want to win. He just wants to do his stupid, reality show, whatever he's doing. I mean, this guy doesn't want to win. He just wants to. He makes a comment that it's a good thing to have your name in the paper, no matter how you have it in the. What are you talking about? You want to be in the paper for winning, not for that.
I think he wants to win, John, but the problem is he's not a football guy, and
Yeah.
he's made it so he can only make all the decisions, and he's made wrong decision after wrong decision
Yeah.
after wrong decision, and he never learns. He doesn't,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, and that's the problem with him. That's the biggest problem with him, I think.
Yeah, and now Dallas as a city has lost Luka Doncic at 26 years old and Micah Parsons at 26 years old.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's I don't know. Dallas is a joke. I mean, they really are a joke. And I mean, America's team, my ass. I mean,
it's also going to take them. He's old, and it's going to take him too long to rebuild. These players aren't going to do.
Well, Jerry's not going to be there forever.
True.
So
I mean, and that's very true. But he's not going to see he's 83. I mean, if you consult the actuary tables, right? He's wealthy, so you got to add a couple years. But he is 83. I mean, he might not even see these. He might not see the next two drafts. We don't know.
Right.
Which I thought was odd. I thought they could have maybe got more, but if what do you think? If you had the money, would you have done it?
Would I've done what?
Gone after him.
It depends what type of team I was. I mean, if I'm right there and I can do it, and I'm like right there, I'm the Bills, I'm whatever. I'm one of those type. But I had the money though. I would go for it. Green Bay's a weird one because they're not right there. No, so they're not. I don't know how much this
they're
hand
not even close to being right there. I don't think. I tell you what, I think they're going to be the worst team in that division.
Yeah,
they could be. Yeah,
the Lions. They would see. I think the picks are overrated because of who the teams are trading. They're all late round picks. They're not great picks.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you could package them and go up, but I would have, if I was like Kansas City, I would have given them 3 number ones. Here's 3 number ones, and here have George Karlaftis and put Minka on that defense. I mean, they would dominate. Because they're there.
Yeah.
You look at Philadelphia. Here's 4 first-round picks. I don't care. Take them all, right?
Right.
Because I'm going to make it because they're all going to be in the 30s, right?
That's true.
I just if teams knew that it was only 2 first-round picks, I mean, money-wise, it would have been it kind of be difficult because New England's sitting at 52. They could have absorbed it. The Lions are at 35. They'd have to rearrange a lot. San Francisco's at 30. Hell, Pittsburgh's at 27. They could have rearranged a lot and got him, but I don't know. It's going to be an interesting year, and I agree with Billy. That offense, I mean, they're lucky they got what's his name from Texas, because he can catch the ball, right?
Right.
And none of the other receivers can catch the ball. But it's going to be a fascinating year, and we're all going to watch and get ready to watch some NFL next week. By the time we're on next week, we'll have some college review to talk about, and we'll have actual NFL games to pick. We made it, boys. We did it. We made it through the offseason.
Yeah.
All right, folks, that's it. Hope you're getting to watch some football, and that's all, folks. Lights out, buttons.